A little review about what we got into last week, what we were starting to get into. So we were just introing into Tableau. We're going to continue doing some Tableau stuff. Now, we worked with just worksheets last week. We're going to actually build worksheets this week that incorporate into a dashboard. So we're going to kind of build that next step, and then we're going to go into building stories next week. All right, there we go. Now it says it's ready. Okay, so
We also build stories in Power BI.
I don't think so. I think that's something that Tableau has. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know of a way to do it in Power BI unless you stretched the sheet down a lot, because it's like a scrollable, like you walk through it.
But I don't know. It's kind of limited. Can you stretch this?
Can you stretch the sheet down? No, you can't. Yeah, so I don't know of a way that you can, but yeah, so we're going to learn how to do that. We're going to learn how to use parameters and some customized functions today. That actually is a big reason why Tableau is so popular in the big data industry, and why it kind of has that corner of the market over Power BI, just because of that functionality. We're also going to work together to understand the dashboard process and having design, the user-centric design at the forefront as we do the layout, the hierarchy of the information, the interactive elements, and use of color, right? We're always putting the user first and thinking about that story that the data is telling when we build it, okay? So our learning objectives are here, and basically the to-do list, if you're watching this recording afterwards, we're going to go through and practice charts and graphs from last week, so we're going to continue with that file. You can get it open right now if you have it. It was, I believe, oh, it did just close all my Tableaus, never mind. I'm going to have to reopen it now. I'll show you. So you can get that reopened from last week. And then we're going to review some if you're doing this asynchronously, you'll just watch it with the video and go along with me. We'll review the self-help material and the story point construction in the folder here. So these videos and workbooks basically will get you, I believe it's this link. So you just download, if you follow this, it's going to take you to a OneDrive link, and it's going to be a bunch of workbooks. You should be able to see them all. And then there's videos that go through building the dashboard, formatting it. But we're going to do this. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Yeah. Thank you very much. My bad. This whole time. So basically, sorry, I was just going through the week 6 folder on Blackboard, talking about the intro and then the to-do list here. So this is the folder that you can go through if you're doing this asynchronously. And then there's some more folders in the weekly content as well to build a dashboard, okay? And then you can just go through that learning activity on your own time. All right, but if you download it, it will look something like this. So you'll have a bunch of Tableau files, and then you'll go through the video step by step and build these together, okay? Now I'm going to get my Tableau file open from last week. Sorry, say that again?
The Superstore.
Yeah, the Superstore. We were using the Superstore data, global data set. Let me see if I can find open reasons. Might be this one too. Okay. There we go, file recovery, that's what I wanted. And now I'm gonna have to remember which one was which, because I had about 4 open here. Okay. Oh my goodness. So close that. Close this. Close this. Okay, so I believe we did this one, and we did... Did we do the word cloud? I think we did do the word cloud, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay, we did the word cloud.
That was, I think that was actually the last the last sheet we worked on.
Okay, sorry. Tableau charts. I think I have a couple of the same ones open here. Just give me a second. I have like 5 of the same ones open. Close that. All right, close that. Okay, I think this is what we were working on last week. So we had done this, sales by region and year, and we had put the year on the columns, and then we did a filter by region, and then we are looking at the sum of the sales, right? And we played around with the tooltip a little bit and the colors on the ship mode, so we can see this here nicely, okay? So it divvies it all up. Then we looked at the top 10 states by quantity sold, and then we made a customized label, right? So if we look at the label here, and we hit these 3 little dots, we made a customized label where we bolded the state. That's why it's bold. And then we did the title, quantity sold, colon, and then we're actually passing the value. And then we did customer count, and then we're actually passing the value, right? So then here, it actually goes through. And then I believe mine might have crashed and it didn't save. We did the word cloud as well. We did do the word cloud. Okay. So I might just remake that word cloud together here. So for anyone who didn't do the word cloud, we're going to be able to make that again. So what did we bring in for the word cloud? Do you want to just tell me what you have on your marks on the side?
Yeah, we have a sum of sales under color,
Sum of sales under color.
and sum of sales under size,
Yep.
and state under text.
State on the text.
Yeah, then we also have state under filter.
On the filter?
Yes, as well.
On the label and on the filter?
No, on the text.
On what?
Text.
Yeah, there. Okay,
On
and
the
then
text.
filters. And then we did a top
5.
Did you do 5?
Yes.
Can't remember. Okay. Let's apply. And then we have to change this mark instead of automatic to text, right?
Text. Yes.
Okay. There we go. That's looking more like it. Perfect. All right, and then we can change this to we can change the name of this sheet to top 5 states by sum of sales. All right. Okay, so we're going to build a couple more charts here before we get into making a dashboard. So we're going to make another new worksheet here on the bottom, and we're going to do the sales by day per year. So I just want to look at, what have I got here? Day sales and year. So we're going to do day on the columns, sales on the rows. So we can bring that over here from order date on the columns, and automatically it'll be by year, and we can just get the day just by clicking that little plus button, and then we can remove these after so that we just have it by day. And then we want to get the sum of sales on the rows. Now we're going to also have a filter. So this is showing for a bunch of years right now. So we want to filter by the year, I believe, and we can just choose a specific year for now. All right. Oh, we want order date. Yeah, that's what I have, order date. Okay. Sum of sales, order date, year, and pick a year. Perfect. All right, but it should look like, this could be because I'm using the other data set. Is anyone using the data set from the Blackboard file? You were, right? Yeah. What does yours look like compared to mine?
Which year do you have to select to print?
Shouldn't matter. Yeah, 2014. Hit apply. And we can see what it looks like. Okay.
It's submitting.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right.
Wait, which year are we choosing? 2014?
I did 2000 and here I'll just stretch this out. I did 2014. Yeah.
Okay, apply.
How's it going? Come on in. All right, and then we can. What do I want to do yet? I want to make it look like this. Okay, we will create a perimeter. I don't know why this one's so different. I think he's got a different data set here. 2018, yeah. 15,000. Sum of sales. Interesting. I don't know if this is the date that I want here, but let's just see. Weekday, week number. There we go. So I just changed it from, I think it was here, like the day number, going 1 to 30, which is still kind of on like a month by month basis. But we actually want to see for the entire year. So we can click this little drop down and you can see here, hey, come on in. We can actually select the day. So here it says May 8th, 2015. We can actually get the values of the day as it goes. So if we click this, you can see it changed from a blue pill to a green pill. And now we're getting the value for each day as we go, right? And if you hover over, we can see the exact date that it's for. And we might want to show some labels as well. So perhaps we can show labels and we can format it so it shows as dollar signs. No, we don't want that. Perhaps I'll do sales onto label. And then if I customize it, we can put a dollar sign in front, like this. All right, that looks good. So now we actually can see the values without having to hover over them. All right. Now I'll make sure for the width, we're selecting entire view again, and you'll see why this is important later. But it's just you know, if this stretches, it'll be dynamic. So it'll allocate the space accordingly. Okay, so what if we wanted to now somehow convey to the user the points, these points like 32,000, 39,000, let's say anything that was above a certain threshold in an easy manner to visualize. What would be a good way to do that? Yeah, Artem, sorry, do you still have your hand up?
Yes, I do. I am running the program Tableau through the whatever it's called.
Apps Anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, apps everywhere, anywhere. But it keeps giving me a registration, complete all fields, and to be a registered user. It's not allowing me to when I closed it, it just says that the license has changed.
So if you need the license key, come over to the Teams, and then I believe it should be in here. I'll scroll through to see if I can find it. I sent it last week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the wrong team. 6. Right here.
Yeah, I think it was just, I think it's now allowing me to use it.
Yeah, so put that key in, and it should successfully validate it for you.
Yeah, I think it's already been validated. It's been registered.
Perfect.
Um,
Awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes it takes about 15 minutes because it has to do it in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
Awesome.
what it took me. It took me like 15 minutes.
Perfect.
So should I be opening a specific program? Sorry, I was just working on trying to get it to work.
Yeah, so we built this last week, so you can just follow along with the new chart that I'm making today.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so we've brought sales in on the rows, we've brought columns in, we've brought day in on the columns, and now we've got values that we're able to see. Now, let's say, for example, 30,000. I want to very easily be able to distinguish anything above 30,000. Okay, so I can see this. I've got 1, 2, 3.
We can't see your board.
4.
We can't see your board.
Can't see my screen?
Yeah, the board, your board, the board. The blackboard.
can't see.
I thought you were writing on the
Oh,
blackboard.
I was just walking over.
Oh, okay.
So you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 values above 30,000, and I want to be able to easily distinguish them. What would be a good way to do that? What do you think?
Filter by first 4 values.
So yeah, we could filter by the max 4 values, but I still want to see all the data. I just want to highlight the values above a specific threshold. What could I do?
Maybe we can change their label.
Okay. What would you change about the label? Like make it bold or something?
Just like a red point.
Okay, yeah, perfect. So we could change the color of the actual marker, right? Okay, so how would we go about doing that?
Filter about 30,000 color label red.
And you'd put that on color? So here, so yes, but here's the issue. Color is down here and filters are up here, so we can't really apply something from filters into color. So what we have to do, there's kind of a workaround for it. We're going to create something called a parameter, and this will be our threshold or our target value. So we can just call this target, and we can make it our 30,000. And we can make the format a currency so that it's coherent with the rest of our data. So yeah, so how I did that, I'll just cancel out of this. So you just hover over and right click on this white space underneath your measures in the data tab. And then we do create parameter. We can name it whatever we want, target, give it a value of 30,000. And then we can format it down here, the display format, into currency so that it has the $sign. All right, and then we can just click OK. So now that 30,000 is going to be the cutoff point, so anything above that we can apply a setting or a format. Option 2. Do you have, what year do you have selected as the filter? Okay, I've got 2014. So just select something for your graph. It doesn't have to be 30,000. It could be that you've got a different data set, but just select something that's like the top 4 or 5 values that'll go into there. Okay, so I've got a parameter. That's great, but nothing's happened. So now we have to actually create an if or an else. So if the value is above the parameter, then we're going to apply a setting. Else, if it's below that parameter or that threshold value of 30,000, then we won't apply that setting. All right. So the code for that is actually here. And we're going to do that in our filters. All right, so we want to filter. I want to make sure I'm getting this right here.
Sorry, please, can you post the code in things?
Sorry, say that again.
In the code you just displayed, I was wondering if you
Yeah.
could paste it in Tim's place.
Yeah, I will. So we're going to filter on our, oh, how did I do this? On our target.
Add the parameter to color.
I did here, and then I think the option to actually format it. No. Oh, I'm forgetting. Where is that option? Your shelf select only. Oh, yes. So we've created that target. I took it off of color. So now we have to do, I'm going to just move this up a little bit so I've got some more white space. We have to right click and do create calculated field. Okay, and in this calculated field, we're going to write some code. So we're going to write if the sum of sales, so if sum of sales is less than our target, then, and now we can apply a label. We're going to say below target, else, and then we can apply a different label, met target, and end. So I'll just make this a little bit bigger for you. All right. So basically, if the sum of our sales, so that's the same measure that we've put on the y-axis, is less than the target, then we're going to apply a label called below target to it. And if it's else, just would mean anything other than that, so it could be matching or above, 30,000 and above, then we're going to apply the label met target to it. All right, and how I got into here, okay, if I just cancel out of this, you just right click on this white space, create calculated field, right?
This is just like the calculated.
Pretty similar, yes, yeah. Except we're using this instead of to actually show a field, we're using it to do formatting. So I can hit OK here, and we can see here it's calculation 1. And then what I can do now is I can apply it to color. You can drag and drop, and we can see automatically. So it's similar to like a calculated measure, but
Professor,
it's
hello,
for just formatting the color first, right? Instead of showing a separate field.
hello, hello, hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Please, yeah, please. Can you paste the formula on the chat
In
for us
Teams?
to? Yes,
Sure.
please.
So you could create a custom measure very similar to Power BI like that, and then show it. But then also what we've done is we've created a custom. We can change the name of it actually so that it means something a little bit more. So we call it sales above target, right? And now, if you want to edit the colors of this, we can click this little arrow and hit the edit colors button. And I can change my below target. There's where my below target is. I can change them to blue. I can keep them, I can make them gray. And then we could make anything above that, you know, green. And now everything else kind of fades down. And instantly we can see the values above 30,000 stick out really nicely. All right.
Please, how did you get to that color section?
Right here. You click this little arrow and edit colors.
I can't find. Hello, Professor.
You can't find what?
No. After creating the calculated field, what else did you do?
Oh, you drag it. So my calculated field is called sales above target.
Yes.
You drag it onto the color mark.
Okay.
So then it's here. Right? We've got all these options. Right? And then we can give this sheet a name. We can say this is sales by order date, or sales by sum of sales by day.
New calculation, right?
Yeah. This?
Yeah.
Yeah, above target. Sure. So the code, I think I put it in Teams here. So it's this, or I can get back to it. Can I double click? How do I edit? There you go. All right, everyone caught up to that point in Teams?
Yes, I caught up to that point, sir.
Perfect. All right, just gonna make sure it's working for people in class here. Did you get a lecture? Yeah. Do you have the same values, or is there? Nice. Perfect. Looks good. All right, you're just working. Nice. Right. So you get the parameter here. Yours working? Yeah, in the color. Okay. So that's fine, and then yeah, hide that, and then.
This is previous data sets. I used that one.
Oh, that's fine. It should still work. Doesn't matter. So go back to Tableau. Okay, so you've got it on color. That's right. Okay, so it looks like you've only created one measure called below target. So go back and edit this. You might have missed a bracket. So then below target else met target. You just stretch it out so I can see it all in one. So put your target in brackets. Below target, also the target and negative. Oh, did you create a parameter? You did. You created a parameter called target. And it's 30,000.
Yeah.
So then go back to your calculation here.
About 30,000.
Yeah, that's why it's not showing. So change your target value to like 10 or 7. Alright, and now that's because so it wasn't even creating label before. Now see how you have the two. Cool, cool. And then you can change the colors.
I changed the color.
No. So here, so there's a little arrow there.
So like, if you do this thing, like.
Yeah, the same way to get to it.
But like, I chose this one. Like the dots.
Yeah, so select the one you want to change the color, and then click the color you want it to change to.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. No worries. How's it there? How are you? Good. Oh yes, thank you. No worries. All right, is yours working here? So your calculation is errors. So you have a parameter called parameter 1. So you can't refer to it as target. You have to refer to it as parameter 1, or whatever you call this. Start typing parameter. It should auto hint. Okay. You might need to put some sales. You have sales. So I would just delete everything up into there, and then it should auto hint the actual parameter name, or just Control X. Okay, so just erase back the parameter 1 is greater than, and now start typing. It should auto hint. 1, 2, nothing. 1. Okay, then end your bracket. And then you then type the rest of the expression.
Oh, it's because he hasn't put a bracket here, square bracket.
Oh yes, good catch. There we go. Then okay, now it looks like it should be good.
Let's see how that works.
All right, we're just gonna make sure everyone's caught up to this point. You can call the labels really whatever you want.
Well, it's not target, it's just text.
Well, you can just call it whatever you want. It's just so you can just say met target instead of the. So it says calculation valid. There you go. And then you can bring that calculation sales above target onto your color mark. So the one you just created on the color. And then it should, yeah, perfect. Okay, great. And then you can play around with the colors a little bit here in this drop down, this little gray. You can choose edit colors option, or you can get to from here and hit edit colors. And then basically the label we called it below target, right? Like I typed that out in my calculation here. So if I just cancel out of this and edit, that's this, below target. If I accidentally did a typo and have the letter Z in there, and I go back to edit colors, now it's gonna have the letter Z, right? If I wanna change this to being yellow, and I hit apply, I can see what it would look like yellow if I want it to be gray. And now my green values stick out to the user, right? So this is user-centered design. We're thinking of the user first, and we're thinking, okay, I want them to see my top values that have gone above $30,000, so we can instantly see there's been 4 areas where that's happened. Okay, I'm just going to fix that typo.
Is it user-friendly that you use red and
Yeah, you can do whatever color. I did gray, so that gray kind of just, it fades back into the background a little bit more, and the green sticks out a bit, but you can choose your color scheme depending on how you want to design your dashboard. Yep. All right, so we've got this one. We have got this one. We're going to do another one. We're going to do a donut chart. So I'm going to open up one. I want you guys to see if you can create, which one is it? See if you can create this. All right, so I'll leave this up on the screen.
Where can we get this base? The original Tableau.
Where can you get what?
What you're displaying now, where can we get it from the Blackboard?
You have to build it.
Okay.
This is my copy, but you have to build this. So I'm putting this up, and then you guys, I'm going to give you a little bit to see if you can figure out how to make a pie chart by ship mode showing the sum of sales for first class, same day, second class shipping, and standard class shipping. So there's a bunch of different ship modes in this data set, and we're basically grouping it, categorizing it by the type of shipping, and then aggregating the sales values. Right. So you might start out with some weird dots on your screen, and Tableau is going to try to guess using the automatic mode what type of chart you're trying to build, or you can select from the drop down the type of chart you're trying to build. And remember, if it's really, really small, we can resize it by choosing entire view instead of standard width. So that's along the top menu bar if your pie chart's really small. Right in this top menu bar, you can choose from the standard drop down and do entire view, and it should stretch. So I don't have any filters on this one. So take off your, filter there. So you got sound signals, you got ship mode. Okay. I've got a couple, but see there's two different shapes there. One's on size, and then one is on angle. So pay attention to things like these tiny, tiny details here. I've got two sum of sales. One is on circle, which is the size, and then one is on this triangle, which is your angle. And then here again, I've got sum of sales, and I've got sum of sales with this.
Yeah, hello, Professor. Hello.
Hello, Christopher.
Yeah, I can't find angle does not show on my marks card.
Really?
Yeah, that space where your angle is. Yeah, mine is empty.
So
Exactly.
you might have to change it to here, to pi, and then it might show. So change it to pi in your drop down.
Okay.
And it should be there.
Okay, thank you.
So if it's a really small, make sure from this drop down, you're doing entire view.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, please, can you remove those edit boxes from the label, from the marks card? They are covering the marks card.
Yeah. Okay, so what I've got pulled up on the screen right now, you can format the label a specific way. So if you just click this label button, and then those three dots, you can basically edit the settings so that now it's bolded, right? Yeah, Christopher, I'll just move it to the side here. Right, and then you can choose the formatting. Or the other option would be, so this one has percent of total. I think I can choose.
Can you expand the so we can see what's the last one? Full value. Thank you. And how do you make it bold?
So you can just go in here, and then with it selected, you can click with the bold. So now, yeah. All right, who thinks they've got it?
This thing. So,
You got ship mode. Got the sum of the sales.
for the percentage.
Okay, yeah. So let me just open this again.
Okay.
Right, and remember, up in this insert tab, when you're editing the label, there's this percent of total sum sales, right? There's ship mode, there's sum of sales, full value, and then there's sum sales. So we can use those in our calculations. Do you have those in the dropdown or no? No? Let's see. Ship mode. So then they would be in here. So you can create a calculation. So this is doing percent of total. So that's what this little triangle means. So once you've dragged your sum of sales onto the label, in this little green drop down arrow, you can create a calculation. And I'm doing it across the entire table. I'm doing percent of total. Right, and that should get you percent of total sales.
Sales full value, is it a calculated parameter?
For full value is not a parameter.
Okay.
How do we add another? Because we can switch.
How do you add what? How do you add?
You convert it to basically percentage, not just.
You want it to convert to percentages?
Yeah, also percentage.
We do want it as a percentage here.
Yeah,
What is yours?
just the value.
So you want to do this, and you want to do,
I can't add another sum value.
you want to add a table calculation. Yeah.
The last one.
Yeah. So let's see here.
And what are we using it? Because these labels I got from just the two above it.
Yes.
What are we going to use?
So if I get rid of this one, let's just see here. I don't know if it's actually doing anything.
Yeah,
That could be old.
Please, how do we get the full value? The sum of sales, full value.
I don't think you need it. Because if I get rid of it here, it doesn't actually impact my chart at all. So full value might have been, I have it in my data set here. I don't know if you guys would actually have it. It's actually just a column for me. So if you don't have it, then sales, full value. It's just, yeah, it's just a redundant, it's just literally just sales, but I just called it sales full value. I think because what I was gonna do was instead of this being 2,716K, make this into the millions, this one specifically, but just don't worry about that. I don't think you actually need it. So let's see.
It doesn't allow me to add to some values into label section.
Some of what?
Some of sale values.
It should. Here, let's take a look.
Drag the sales into label.
Yeah, so you've done that one as a total, so do it as a calculation first, so now that you've got it in there on the, no, so on the drop down, on the green pill, for sum of sales, yeah, and then add a table calculation, and now do, instead of difference from 2% total, across table, and you're gonna call this percent of total sales. Yep. Okay, perfect, and so you can close that. So that's the percentage, and now try adding, now add another sales, there you go. So now you've got your value, and then you can just format it into the thousands, and you can format your label so that it looks like bolded, yep.
So like this thing, yours is
In the thousands, yeah, so now you just need to format it. So you,
I don't see this thing like, how
did you get that there? I don't know how you got that there.
Just automatic. I don't see like if we have to increase this lesson.
Yes, so you're on entire row, right? Not this guy. Oh, maybe you have a null value in your data set. There you go.
Okay.
That's why, and it was trying to do the percentage, and so that's why I had the brackets.
Oh, okay.
Then they were just empty. So now what you can do is you can format your this. We can format it so that it's in just thousands.
Okay.
Right, so you've got yours. So yeah, same thing. You just need to format sum of sales on the label, the green one. Format, and then just put it into the thousands. So limit it.
Like, which one?
Let's see, default totals. Let's see if we can have them. That's what it is. Work, no? Thousands. Oh, but I did 2 decimal places.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you could probably do millions actually for your data set, if it might make more sense. Yep. Okay, cool. That looks good. Looks like you guys have it. How'd you guys do?
No, Professor.
No, Professor. You got it. Okay. Okay, so you got to do it in the default. So you're probably formatting it. Where did you format? You format it in the grand total section. So format it in the default section. And then change decimal places 0. Yeah. Perfect. Looks good. And then you can just roll with the ship mode in the label. And then that should be pretty much pretty similar to what I've got. Okay, cool.
All right, someone had a question online?
Yes, please. The other,
Yeah, what's up, Israel?
some sales that has this this arrow up. How do you get it, please?
This?
What kind of labor is that? Is that yeah?
Yeah, so basically that is how I got the percent of total. And it's, you click this drop down and you add a table calculation. That's that triangle. And that just means it's a calculation. So I'm actually going to walk through it now. So I'm going to get you guys to kind of give me the fields as we go. And I'm going to walk through it. And you guys can kind of follow me along on Teams if you didn't get it working. So everyone in class here has it. So what's the first step we're going to do? We're going to drop this down and make it a pie chart. So now automatically we've got the angle. Okay, great. Next thing, what do we need? Sum of sales on size, label, and angle, right? Okay, so we'll do label, perfect, and angle, perfect, and size. All right, and remember, if it's really tiny like this, we do the drop down and we do entire view. Okay, so now it makes it huge. Okay, so we've got 12 million going across the board. That's 100%, but we want to now divide it by our ship mode. So we grab ship mode and we do it by color. Great, it's already looking like a pie chart. We've got 7 million, 1.8, 660,000, 2.5 million. I want to show now my percents of my total, and I want to show the ship mode that this actually is, because right now I have to hover over it to see that standard class. All right, ship mode on label. Okay, so now we can see that. And then how do we get? So we do sum of sales label. Right. Yeah, so you can't bring any others over, so we just have to grab the label one here. Sum of sales. This little drop down arrow, this is what I was talking to you about, Israel. And we're going to add a table calculation with the little triangle. A pop-up will come up, and we can do percent of total. And now we can see this is 14%, 5%, 20%. All right, and we can close this. All right, so now we've got first class and 14%, but now I still want to show the numbers, so we can bring back our sum of sales to get the 7 million. Cool? Now we just need to format our label, so we're going to go in here, click the 3 dots, and basically organize this. Just 1 second. So we're just going to organize this in the way that we need to. So we can bold our ship mode, put it on top, and then we can put these both on the same lines. And you can basically format it however you want. Yeah, you had a question?
Yes, mine is not showing me the percentage of total, and I followed your steps. I don't know why it's not showing.
It's not showing.
Don't show me the percentage of total. I don't know why.
So when you click the drop down on sum of sales, it doesn't show you percent of total option.
I did that.
So
I click on
I'll
the
cancel out of here. Yeah, you click this and not edit. We click
calculate.
click add table.
Yes.
And when you click add table calculation, there should be another drop down right here where we can collect percent of total.
Yes, I did that. I chose that.
So then you do have percent of total or no?
No, I don't have it. It just shows me the ship mode and the sum of sales.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna format these labels, and then we'll take our 10-minute break, and I can help you get yours working there.
Okay.
So we'll format the labels, and then we'll finish this pie chart. So I click these 3 dots. We would bring ship mode. I can just Control X. So I'm just cutting it, and I'm gonna paste it, and then we can bold it here and make sure it's centered again. And then here, what did we do first on my example? We did the sum and then the percent of total. So now it looks like this. And then we put our percent of total in brackets. Right? Does that look correct?
Get a dollar sign.
Oh, yes. So we have to format. Okay. So, and you might get this. This is okay. Some of you had these 2 empty brackets. What's happening here is if I click that, there's actually null values in my data set. So I can just right click, and I can click it and just exclude it from my data set. All right, and now we just want to format the ship mode, the sum of the sales into dollars. So we find the text box label sum of sales, and we're going to click the format button on it. And then under the default section in numbers, we can go to numbers standard or numbers custom. We can choose our decimal places, set it to 0, and display units. We could do something like millions, and then we can go currency so that it shows a dollar sign as the prefix. Display units, millions, no decimal places, right? And include thousands separators. All right, or if you wanted to show it in thousands, you could do that too, but I think millions maybe makes more sense. 7.6 million, 7.58 million, there you go. Cool, and then there you go. We've got our percentages, we've got our totals, and then all that's left to do is add a title to our worksheet here, and this could be sum of sales by ship mode. Right there. All right, so we'll take a 10-minute break here. We'll come back around 11:20-ish. So if you want to just stretch your legs.
Can I share my screen now?
And then I'm going to help, I'll help whoever has questions who's not able to get theirs working, all right?
Can I share my screen now for you?
Yeah, you should be able to share. So feel free to take 10 minutes, guys, if you want to just.
I added another field, like another calculated measure.
Yeah.
And then I added I think this is what I added the prices in thousands and then also millions.
Oh, interesting. So I want to see for your data set specifically, can you get it, 26 million. Can you get it so this one shows in millions, but then these show in thousands? But not both, you know what I mean? So like this one shows 2.72 million, but this one shows 700,000. So like if it's above 7 digits, then show it in millions.
Would we have to do it value?
I actually don't know how you do it. I'm sure there's a way to do it. You'd have to set an if statement basically on the formatting. Like, can you go in the formatting here, custom format? Like if you Google custom format above millions, show in thousands, and if it's in millions, show in millions. I think there's got to be a way to do it with your data set specifically, because mine, it makes sense. Most of them are all in millions to show in millions. Yours, it probably makes sense to show in thousands, but then the one is in like 1,000 thousands. Yeah, I'd be curious to see if you could do that. See if you can figure it out. Yeah, Christopher. So are you sharing your screen or no?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got the ship mode. We've got the sum of the sales. All right. So now we need to add the percentage. So under sum of sales, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to add a table calculation, yeah. And then in that drop down, percent of total, yeah. There you go. So you've got the percentage now.
I think I have to remove this. Then look at it has removed the some of the.
No, you don't want to remove that.
No, I mean.
Oh, I see on the size. Yeah, because you did it on the size. Yeah, you can remove that one. Sorry. Oh, you just removed the whole thing. So close your formatting tab and then bring back sum of sales onto size mark. Okay. And then bring back sum of sales on the label mark as well. Right. Okay, and then all that's left to do is click label and then click the 3 dots to format it, and then you can just reorganize it so that it's in the correct order, and you've got the ship mode bolded, and then you just format so that certain values have the $sign or the decimal places that you want. You can recenter that and everything. Cool. So just hit the align tab. Yeah, just on the top of that, just hit the center alignment. Yeah, there. Oh, now you've added a bunch of tabs. So you're gonna have to erase all those tabs, the white spaces that you added. There you go. And if it's easier for you too, I always like to close the Show Me tab on the right. After you hit OK here, you can close that Show Me. It'll give you a bit more space to work with. All right, and then we can just reorganize the rest of the label. You can go back into editing the label.
Which one?
If you, yeah, and the marks. So I put them on the same line. Go back into the 3 dots on the label settings.
Okay.
And I threw the percentage and the total of sum on the same line, and I put the percent of total in brackets. So you can just literally type 2 curly braces or 2 brackets around the percent of total.
Around where, please? Here?
Yeah, around there.
Like this?
Well, you'd put a closing one on the right side and an opening one on the left side. Right, and then I move sum of sales. Yeah, you can do them on different lines, that's fine. I did them on the same line, but it's up to you.
Okay, so I'll move some of sales where?
That's fine.
No, I'm asking, so where do I move some of sales to?
I put them on the same line, so I just put sum of sales before the percent of total sum of sales.
Okay. So I just Control X this.
Oh, I think you got just a piece of it. There you go. And then put it.
Yeah?
No, just click before line 3. Click at the beginning of line 3. At the beginning of it, on the left-hand side. Nope. Okay, now it's line 2 where it says percent of total sum of sales. Click on the left-hand side of where you typed the opening bracket.
Yeah.
And paste. Yeah.
Enter?
Nope, just paste.
Okay, paste, okay.
And then do a couple spaces or a tab or something. Yeah, just put some white space between there and then hit OK. All right, and now you just need to format your sum of sales so that it's displaying as a currency. So you click that drop down arrow and then you click format, and then you just display in the default section where it says numbers, you click that drop down, and then you select currency instead of number custom, you select currency custom, and then you would change the display units to millions. And there you go. The last thing you have to do is see that floating bracket there. Yeah, click that and then exclude. Perfect. And now just change your sheet title or your sheet name to sum of sales by ship mode. Sum would be SUM.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Perfect. Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. No worries.
Please, I'm here. I need your help here. Professor, I need your help, please.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Israel, I need your help, please.
Israel?
Yes, please, I need your help.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, I'm trying to include the percentage. It's just giving me 100%, and the pie chart is a little bit small for me. I want to increase it. I don't know how to increase it.
So, do you want to share your screen for a sec?
Okay.
Okay, so to increase the size, first of all, I always like to close the Show Me tab on the right-hand side. So just click that, and now you can see the rest of your screen. Now to increase the size of your worksheet, up along the top tab, you see where it says the standard? It says standard in the drop-down. Select entire.
Where is it?
So right in the middle, at the second row in your toolbar.
Here.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
right there. Yeah. So do entire view, and now it'll stretch to show in the entire view.
Okay.
Now your percentage, can you go to your calculation? So where it says sum of sales, drop down and edit the calculation, edit table calculation. Instead of saying percentile ascending for calculation type, select the drop down and let me see the options. It should be percent of total. Okay, yeah, and then that's fine. You can close it. And you can already see the adjustments behind have been accordingly, right?
Okay.
Now, you're not seeing it for the orange because it's saying it's too small. So if you click label on the marks on the left-hand side, if you click that, and now underneath under the options, if you say allow labels to overlap other marks, now it'll show there.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, is the formatting okay?
You can do it however you want. So if you want to highlight the sales total in millions over the ship mode, then you can do that. I preferred to show the ship mode.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. All right, and there is one more. Actually, we'll just take a little bit of a break still. Yeah.
I don't have that data, but yeah, made that function. So this one is the one, if the data is less, it's gonna go to K, and if it's more less. It's
Oh, you did it.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you do that?
So we made it two calculated columns,
Mm-hmm.
and what we do is, so in calculation one, you just put this, so it's gonna just show the sum of sales over here.
Oh, and then you divide it.
In the next column, what you just have to do, if this is done, then just place M. If this, else if place K and then B.
Oh, so you have two calculations.
Yeah.
So this is billions.
Millions, millions, and K.
Billions.
And last one is nil. So
Okay.
if you go to calculation 2 here and you open it, edit. So it's gonna show billions, millions. And
That's awesome. And then you bring those in.
I brought both of them over here.
Yeah.
And changed the calculation one default value, formatted it to the dollar sign so it stays currency, and then placed next to it the million, K, and billion.
Oh, so you just changed it to currency, but then you did none still.
Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah,
stay
because
there
that's gonna
because
add
it's
that.
gonna, the second one is gonna change the million, billion.
Oh, that's cool.
Is there a way you can do it using formatting?
Through what? Through formatting? I don't know actually. This looks like probably the easiest way to do it. Because if you did it through formatting, This is awesome. This is great. Oops, not filter. If you did it through formatting, there is a custom option, but I don't know. $, number.
This is like.
I don't know if it's a regex format or formula or something, but then I don't know if it would show as currency. Yeah.
We can add dollar.
I know you can add $, but I don't know if it shows it in millions or.
We can do millions and Ks.
Oh, did I change it accidentally? Oops. Okay, sorry.
I was working
Doesn't matter.
back to back.
What did you have it on? You had
I
it
had
on.
it on currency custom.
Oh, custom.
Yeah.
Morning shift. So
We can do the case like this, but then both of the situations, like both the conditions are not holding together.
Oh, I see.
So
Because
can-
you have two.
Yeah, so we have to do like if and else kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you can format it using it like this.
So you've got.
So if it's more than less than 1 million, so we put it to K.
$K.
Yeah. Dollar sign hash and K.
Yeah.
So this becomes kind of this.
Oh, I see. And then if it's greater than 1 million.
It's there, but if you remove this first part before the semicolon.
So is it applying it to this one or is it applying it to the bottom one?
On the top. If I
So this still
remove
shows it
this,
as K then?
yeah. If I remove that, then the million.
Oh,
one.
I see.
So it can take like one argument at most.
So can you do an or instead of like the two pipes? So like if it's less than 1 million.
No, it shows it like this. There should be something for like kind of.
So Blacksheet had a cool way to do it, where it's two calculations. That's probably the easiest way to control it. Yeah.
I was trying to do it like this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I wonder. I'm curious. No, that's cool. Sweet. Thank you.
can I do a late submission because I was working back days not too
Can you what, sorry?
Can I do late submission for second assignment like today or tomorrow?
Can you do lists?
Late submission.
Oh.
Submit.
For assignment.
Yeah.
For which one?
Second one.
For Power BI?
Yeah.
When is that due, actually? Let me double check.
Yesterday.
It's due yesterday.
Yeah.
And you're asking me today.
Just for, I know, you cut the points, but can I do late submission instead of getting 0?
You can submit it late, but there's a penalty.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So each day it's 20%.
That's about that actually.
It's better. Some it's just 0.
Oh, yeah.
So each day is 20% off. So it'd be like whatever your mark is. Yeah, after 5 days. Yeah. That's why it's good to get them in on time. So you can submit it late, but there is a penalty. So try your best to get it in today.
So do we have to submit the PDF file also, like for assignment 2 or for visualization?
For the Power BI dashboard.
Yeah.
So you're going to give me the dashboard and then let me see, your PBIX file. I think that's all I need. Because your PDF would have been part of assignment 1.
Thank you.
Yeah. When you designed the wireframe, you submitted the electronic version of the wireframe as well? Like you would have drawn it and then you would have made it in like Figma or something?
I draw it on the panes, like.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So I just took the screenshot and made a PDF file.
Okay, yeah. And then you'll also give me, so you give me that's assignment 1, when you give me that. Assignment 2, you're giving me a Power BI file.
Just the Power BI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then assignment 3 is going to be, well, I'll talk about it a little later today.
Sure.
Hello, Professor.
Hello.
Yeah. How can we get your video downloads?
How can you get my videos?
Yes, lectures.
In the recordings, like of class?
Yes, recordings.
So I post them to YouTube. So I'll share my screen with
Please,
you.
what's your YouTube channel?
I'll post it right here. Oops. Can you find it? It should be this. So if you go here to YouTube, I've got a playlist for BDAT1006. I've got a playlist for BDAT1010, 1013, etc., etc. So if you go to the BDAT1006 playlist, this is week 1. I've got week 1 in 4 different parts. Then I've got week 2, and then I've got week 4. I haven't posted last week's yet, but I will. And
No,
then
I
week
mean,
6 today I'll post
okay,
it.
yeah. How do we get access to your full channel for 1006 and
It's
1006?
open.
So what's the search word, please?
I just posted it in Teams.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, we've got a couple more things we have to make before we can make our dashboard. So we're gonna jump back into it here. I'm gonna stop sharing this screen, and we are going to make. Okay.
Hello, Professor.
We're going to make. Yeah.
Hello? Please, after the course, can we still have access to this channel?
Yeah, you should be. It's just a YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Yep. If you want to, though, you can just grab the videos from Teams, from Microsoft, and then you can download them from SharePoint, I think.
I think that would be too heavy.
Yeah, no, they're big files, but it's up to you.
Yeah,
But the YouTube videos stay open too.
Yeah, I prefer to just have your YouTube channel.
Yep. Oh, can you not? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe you can't then. But you can probably download them from YouTube anyways. Convert them. Lots of software to do that. Okay, we're gonna jump back into here. So we're gonna make this, which is a summary of the measures by departments and product line. This is just a table.
Professor,
right?
hello, Professor. Sorry. I was asking for your channel, full channel that has all your courses. The link you sent is just for 1006. I wanted the one for both.
Yeah, but you can get to my channel through there, Christopher. You just have to click the channel name.
Okay.
So you just go to that link and then you can just see my channel name and then you can view all of the videos from there.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no worries. And I have to share the screen here. Okay, so you can see this coming through. This is just a table, pretty simple, but you can see we've got this tooltip option, all right, that we've created this tooltip. Is it not coming through? I thought I just shared it.
No.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so we've got this tooltip option. And when we click it, it's very similar to the label that we just created. But now, if we go over to our word cloud, check this out. If I hover over any one of these cities, it's filtering by California, and it's showing that table. Or it's filtering by New York, and it's showing me that table. It's showing me the category, office supplies, furniture, technology, and it's showing sales, profit, quantity, and discount. And then it's showing the total of sales in hundreds of thousands under the analysis summary. Okay, so where'd it go? Right here. I want you to create this table first because we already have the word cloud. So we're going to create this table now. And this is going to act as our tooltip, very similarly to the tooltip we created in Power BI. Okay, so we've got sum of sales, sum of profit, sum of quantity, sum of discount. And we're filtering it by measure names as our columns. Okay, so drag those over. Remember to do, instead of standard, you can do entire view. Okay, so you got that. Measure names. Perfect. Now you gotta just click the tooltip button. Okay, categories of category, measure value, good. And then I'm actually doing fit height for this one, not entire view. There we go. So that looks similar. And now what was your question? Absolutely. So, tooltip state. So what you want to bring over is, where is that? Drag state. Sheet word. Or then I'll bring it. And then do.
Are we doing top height?
I don't think so, no. For the measure names?
For the tooltip state.
Here, I'll click it. I'll see what settings happen now. Don't remember which ones I've got right now. For tooltip state. So we did use all. Okay. Did that work for you? Doing tooltip state like that?
It went to state.
It just went to state?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like if we like connect over there, then it's gonna show over here.
If we connect it,
If that
yeah, so here, no, I believe we have to do it just on this page. Where'd it go? This one. You have to set it as the tooltip here. See if you can figure out how to do that. So we created our visualization source. We've created our target. We've clicked tooltip in the marks card here as show tooltips. Include command buttons. You have the same settings here. And when you preview, it looks like this. You have the same settings there. And have you got Tableau book? Sorry, that's just the font. Yours is showing nulls.
this time I place it here.
Oh, that's strange. Nulls.
I have the same settings for tooltips.
Let's see what yours looks like. And when you preview. Okay. Oh, because you don't have your sum of sales, sum of profit, sum of quantity, sum of discount under the measure values. So add those, and then add them also to the text. So you need to add them to. Have you got them in there? Yeah. So you can just hit the insert button, and it should be. If you hover over sheets, is it there? Hover over
sheets? Is it in there? Oh no, those are just trigger sheets. So you need to add your measure values under here in the marks on the tool, on the text. Right, so you've got them there, yeah. So drag your measure values over. Yeah. No, see, you added those on the text. You just want to add those to.
But yours is like a different measure values, section.
Yeah, here, you've got it. So when you drag these into measure values, how did you get them onto the separate?
These?
Yeah.
So I just selected here, once I selected them all, they will.
Okay, so show me your filter and measure names.
Gone through this thing first.
Right, and then added a new, it added the separate box.
We just had to drag in those measure values in the text. So
Yeah, and then you can filter them out. Filter them out so that it's just. Yep, so you just filter them. Edit filter. You're filtering the measure names? No, not state. Yeah, filter that one. And filter and then just select sales, profit, quantity, discount. And then get rid of whatever other options. How's it going here?
So, I'm not sure if it's.
Okay, so we don't need category in our filters.
That's like for each, it's showing category.
In my tooltip, but not in my filters here.
Okay.
So we can remove this.
Okay.
So you've got measure names, good. Measure values, good. Sales, profit, quantity, discount, good. Measure names, category, subcategory. And now if you click tooltip, you got categories and category measure values, pretty good. Okay.
So I will remove both of this.
Yeah. Exclude nulls. Okay, that's better. Subcategory accessories. Subcategory. It's closer. That's good. All right, so it might be showing some nulls. Sorry?
I can preview it.
You can when you preview it might show some nulls because you have to get rid of some of the null values. Yep, okay, so you're at the same step. That's Aaron. And what's your preview look like? Yep, okay.
I think we have to make a circle over there because it's showing a symbol of circle. This, the circles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so also see if you can get your, I'm noticing on your guys' charts, I'm just gonna cancel this, see if you can get this sideways or vertical and these horizontal, right?
Which state are we using?
Sorry?
Which state are we using?
Which state?
Yeah, it has state filter.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to this in a second here, but get your charts looking like this first. Okay, so tooltip state. And yes, you're right, we do have to create a set. It's fine if your tooltip is going to show you like furniture, bookcases, and then sales, right? Because that tooltip, when we preview this, that's just the tooltip for this chart, right? So my tooltip's the same, furniture, accessories, and then sales,
right? So when you hover over a furniture table, it's 35,000, right? Yeah, I know. So that's going to be the next thing we're doing here. So I believe we want to come over to our word cloud, and yeah. So if we come over to our word cloud now, in our tooltip here, we want to go like this, insert, sheet, and then select whatever you've called that tooltip table that we just made, measures by product line, is what mine's called. And you're going to get something like this. Sheet name, max width 500, max height 500, filter all fields. And then I've added this title, state analysis summary in bold, and then a sum of the sales, right? So when I hover over, I get that title, state analysis summary, a sum of the sales, and then 500 by 500 of that sheet. Did that work? All right, so that's in this. And you can easily add it just by doing the insert tab, sheets, and then choosing the sheet that you want to insert.
Professor, please, I go to walk us through the steps.
I will after. I'm just doing some
Okay,
exploratory learning right now. Yep. I find it's a good way to get comfortable with playing around with the settings so you don't feel like you're going to break anything. Really pushing the limits of Tableau here. Okay, so we've got our word cloud from last week or whatever word cloud for today, sure. Yeah. Okay, and when you hover over, it shows, yeah, and then you can add your title above if you want, but perfect. Awesome. All right, and is it actually filtering? It is, okay. So I don't think we need that state set on the other side. Like if I delete it, I don't think it'll change much.
Oh, so it came over there.
Did it bring it over? Okay, because that was the thing I was wondering. So now that you've added, you guys were wondering about that state set. Now that you've added this tooltip, Lakshit just said it does bring it over. So it will create it on your other sheet. It'll create that. Let's see. Yeah, and now you can get rid of the category filter because I don't have the category.
I think I did something like that. Yeah, I removed the null, so that.
Oh, did it add the filter to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
How do we change the size to 500?
By 500. What is yours showing as? Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll just show you the code for it.
I think max width and max height.
Yeah. So coming back to the word cloud, the tooltip settings, sheet name in double quotes, max width equals double quotes 500 max height. Cool. And then if you preview, you can preview it and it will look like this. Can I go?
Can you paste that code, please? That line of code.
Yep. Yep. Put it in Teams. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna build it from scratch in my second one here, and we've got it working in class. So I'm gonna create that table first. So we've got our, what was it? Measure names in columns, and then we're bringing over in the rows, subcategory, category. Okay, and now I've got nulls here. I'm going to exclude them, and then see how small it is? I'm doing fit height. Okay, now we've got no values in here yet because we've got to bring over Yeah, which, oh, there it is. It's hiding right here, measure values, which we can drop in on the text. There we go. And now it's going to create a bunch of measure values, but we only want to keep 4 of these. So I can filter them on measure names, filter, or what we can do as well is click here and filter. Oh, or can we? Can we filter from here? I don't know if we can.
I think it's going to filter the particular sound.
Right, yeah. So we actually don't want to filter it from here. We want to filter it on our measure names. We can edit the filter, and then we can just click which fields we want to bring in. So we don't want, which ones did I keep? I think discount, profit, quantity, sales, right? Okay, so we just keep those 4. Okay. And now when I hover over, it's pretty good. I need to format these as a currency. So we can do it like that. That's pretty good. And then, did anyone figure out how to get these vertically showing?
Yeah, just right click.
Perfect. Right click, rotate label. Done. Okay. Which one are you looking for?
The one that got rotated over there. You're going to just.
Oh, this. Yeah, we can. That's true.
Professor, I have different values.
That's okay. If you have different values.
And then, for instance, parentheses. I have profit value in the parentheses.
Okay, I'll come take a look in a sec here. Okay, is there anything else I have to do to this, or is this done? Okay, so we brought all of this over. We can rename our sheet to, what was it? What do I call it on the other? Measures, summary of measures by department and product line. So rename summary of measures by department and product line. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. I think my negatives I don't want to have as brackets, so we can format that too.
How do we change the format of the numbers inside the columns?
So I just formatted my measure values just like this, format, and then number currency. And then negative values I can change from being in brackets here to actually showing the negative symbol. And then display units, I have none right now. And I did 0 decimal places as well. All right, we can stretch this out a little bit so there's a bit more white space. And I can also give a bit more white space here, I think. There we go. All right, so that looks pretty good. And then on my top 5 states by sum of sales, when I hover over this, there's nothing there, right? And everyone was wondering, how do we get that tooltip state group set up in the filters here? Well, that comes in automatically when we create the tooltip of this page. And the way we do that, it's pretty simple, kind of similar to Power BI. We click our tooltip button, and then instead of state and sales, we can bring in a title here. We can call this state sales summary analysis or something.
Professor, which chart is that I was creating?
Which chart is this?
Yeah.
This is the word cloud that we made last week. So then we go like this, and then we can insert the sum of our sales right here in this field. And I'll just give it a little label. So I'll go sales like this, and then enter, insert sheets, summary of measures by department of product line, right? And now it's giving me max width 300 automatically. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger and go 500 by 500. Filter is all fields, and that's our sheet name there, right? And if I preview, we can see, there we go, state sales analysis summary, sales there. We'll have to format it to dollars. but that looks pretty good. We can hit OK, and if I hover over this, we can see that it's actually changing the value by the state that I hover over, right? Pretty cool. And we can format this so that it also shows in a currency. Perfect. Pretty quick to do all that, right? So that's awesome. We've got that. We've got this. I think there's one more worksheet that we're going to create before we create our dashboard for today.
Professor, can you,
And that would.
hello?
Hello.
That process was very fast. I couldn't follow your steps. I was wondering.
What was that?
I said those steps you were following were very fast. I couldn't catch up with the speed.
So what part did you get stuck at?
On the summary of measure by department. I was able to bring in the tables, but I have more items on my table than yours.
Pardon? Say that again. You have no.
Do you mind if I share my screen? If it's okay by you.
We'll take another break in just a little bit, but you don't need to get the tooltip working for the dashboard to work, okay? So if you've got this, that's fine.
I just want to be on the same speed with you so I can follow up.
Yep. We're going to make a new visual now. So we'll get caught up. If you don't have the tooltip working today, that's okay. You can go through the recording again, but the dashboard will still work without the tooltip, okay? So we're going to do one more sheet, and then we're going to create our dashboard. So the last sheet we're going to make for today is going to be this one. And I'm going to be showing you how to make these hard-coded averages and target lines. And we're going to do very similarly sales by department by product line. Okay, and we're going to have different colors depending on the sales, okay? So bring your sales in by color, sum of sales on columns, category on rows, and subcategory on rows. And we're doing a horizontal bar chart. Okay, so we'll go, I'll do this with you, this one with you guys. So we're gonna go sum of sales onto color. We're gonna go sum of sales onto columns up here. All right, so right now we're showing all $12 million on one, and now we're gonna divide the rows by category and subcategory. So we're gonna bring category up into the rows, so it's gonna divide it. Right away we can get rid of this null category, and then we're gonna find our subcategory as well, and now it's dividing it. Perfect. Okay. Next we can do entire view. So it stretches it down, and then we can rotate our category labels so that we've got a bit more room. Okay. And we're going to give the title sales by department by product line. All right, and I'll just give a second for everyone to get caught up to this section. And just throw a thumbs up in Teams when you guys got this working. I'm just going to do a little walk around. Cool.
So sub-sales category, subcategory, looks good. Rotate, so right-click your category label. Yeah. Just go one down. Yeah, right-click and then rotate. Perfect. And then you can bring your sum of sales into color. So just this one here, and then it will give you a range. And then you should be, yeah. Perfect. Okay. So you're gonna bring category. So close your format. Yeah. So you're gonna bring your sales, scroll down into color. Perfect. Okay, and then you've just got this highlighter now. You can right click any of these and then rotate your label. Great. Nice. Okay.
I didn't get any null values in mind.
Oh, okay. That works. Yeah, I think you do have a different data set than me. All right. Perfect. All right, and make sure your title is sales by department by product line, so it's something useful to the user. And maybe we don't like the gradient as our color, so we're gonna do just distinct values. So we can edit our colors here. Instead of it being automatic, we can do stepped. So instead of it being like a perfect gradient, we can just do 3 colors, and we can choose them so they don't have to be, you know, in any particular order. Let's see here. You can actually hit start values and end values for your, if you want to match the the specific minimum and maximum ranges. We can also just pick custom sequential or custom diverging. So you don't have to have it be sequential. It doesn't have to be all blue. I could have red for my low, gray for my middle, and blue for my my maximums. If I hit apply, then we can see, you know, blues are obviously our really high sales, gray is our medium sales, and red is our low sales. And maybe we'd want to do something like red is bad, green could be really good because green is like money. I don't know. And then the middle one, yellow could be yellow or something. Can we change the middle one? I don't know if we can. Oh, what?
Teal and orange.
Teal and orange. Oh, that's true. Yeah, for photography. You can change the left one. We can change the right one. I think the middle one has to. Yeah, it has to be gray, I guess. All right. Well, you can just choose a color scheme of your choice. This one's nice too. There we go. And I think, okay, so then the next step is we're going to add this average line. And then we're going to also add a target line. Okay, so to add the average line, we're actually going to come over to, and this is similar to Power BI, they had a whole other window, this analytics tab. So we've been in the data tab this whole time. The analytics tab comes with some cool out of the box you know, metrics that we can bring over. So we can bring an average line in. And when we drag it over, okay, so I'm just dragging it onto my canvas here, we can do it per table, per pane, or per cell. And what that means, per table is going to obviously be the entire table. Per pane would be the furniture pane, the category pane, or the technology pane. And then per cell would be, you know, per subcategory. So appliances, art, binders on the lowest level. We want to bring the average in for the entire table, but I'll just show you. If you do it by pane, we can get the average on each category, right? So that could be useful. I'll undo that, and maybe we actually just want the average on the table level. And so here we go. We've got 743,000. And if I click it, I can edit or format some of the options here. So we can make it a dashed line. We can change the color to a yellow. We can make it a little thicker or a little bit less transparent. And we can see down here, it says average. And I think that that's pretty good. All right. Oh, and then I think, can we rotate? See if we can rotate the average. So we're on entire table, sum, average, computation. Okay, so now we want to see if we can get we want to show it as a currency.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think we want to do thousands. Does that work? No? I want to show average sales here with the title average sales and the value. So average equals 270,000. So here we have average equals 743,000, but how do I get it to actually show that value going horizontally? So we can change the alignment this way, right? So it's going up. So we select this alignment going sideways. So it's going sideways now. All right, so now it's on the bottom. We could center it too, I think. Put it there. That maybe is nicer. Okay, we can change the color so it matches the line. Make it a bit bigger so it sticks out. Make it bold. Maybe make the shading 75%. Okay. And how do we show the value? See if you can find that. So here it says label computation, tooltip automatic. It's going to be in this setting here where we can do value computation or we can do custom, right? And we can do the field name, field label, everything. So field name, field value, or oops, field value there. I'm going to get a bunch of things here. Yeah, so we get there by clicking edit, and we want to do, instead of value, we can just say sales average, give it a colon, click OK. This color is driving me nuts, so I'm going to do a blue, and same here. I'm going to do a blue there as well. All right, and we can format the number so it has no decimal places. Okay. All right, that's not bad. So we've got our average, and we formatted the color, made it a bit big, so it sticks out. Now, the next step is we want to have a target line, and we want to shade everything above that target line so we can easily show the user the values that have exceeded our target. So maybe our target is 1.2 million. So these 4 blue ones have made it above our target. So what we can do is we can close the format tab and come back here to our custom analytics, and we can make what's called a reference line or a reference band or a distribution band. There's other options here to have constant lines, etc. So we're going to bring a reference line in. And is it reference line or is it constant line? My bad. It might be constant line. Let me just double check. Nope, it's a reference line. So let me just get rid of that. So reference line, bring it into the entire table, and it's going to have a custom value. So we can give it this parameter that we had before from our target, which I don't remember what did we set it to.
30,000 for you, 10,000 for
Oh, it was 30,000. Yeah, so that's not going to be enough. So we're going to create a new parameter. We're going to call it yearly target by department and product line. And the value will be, for me, it's going to be 1.3 million. And it'll be currency as well. Okay. So we can see the line there showed up. I'm going to change it to custom to show target and then the value. You can have a tooltip as well. I won't choose a tooltip. And then I can also choose a line style for it and a color. And then there's this option, fill above or fill below. So that's just going to shade the area. So if we want to, we can shade it. And we can fill above anything in this area. We can easily now distinguish as the user, we've met our target. All right, maybe my target should be, no, that's a good color. So we click OK. There we go. And then my label's not actually showing. So we're just going to change the alignment here, go like that, center it. Perfect. Make the font a bit bigger, maybe bold, and change the color to match the line. 75%. Cool. There we go. We can see we've got our target shaded. We've got our sales average value here. The dashed on this isn't really showing, so I'm going to edit that a little bit. You can play around. Oh, it's not dashed. That's why. There we go. So you can play around with the settings until you've got something that you like. There you go. And that looks good to me. So we've got our target, sales average. Everyone got this? So we're using a reference line and we're using an average. And there's other analytics that you can use, like year to year or year over year or rolling averages.
The only thing you're supposed to do is like to put this thing here.
Yes, so click the line and then click edit. Sorry, format. Click format. And then you're gonna just, yeah, right in there.
Like,
Not automatic, so the middle one. Yep, that'll bring it up. And then the other direction.
oh,
And then you can also make it, after you click out of that, you can do the font, make it bold and change the color as well.
okay.
Yeah. That's yours. Okay, so you got the average line.
Yeah, but my target was, oh yeah.
Oh. What did you set your target to?
Yeah, this is my,
Okay, 600,000.
sorry.
Strange.
I didn't.
Oh, your sales average. Oh, because is it filtering based on where you're clicking? So, yeah. So you don't want it to be the value of your sum of sales. You want it from value. In value, select the parameter that you make.
Oh yeah.
And then you can make it custom, type whatever you want. There you go. How you guys doing?
I forgot to rename the parameter to as.
So you can rename it here. Yeah. It's not letting you? Oh, just double click. No? Or the little arrow.
How did you affect this thing? It's fillable.
Yeah. When you hover over it, I see you can choose your terms of use that, but there's gotta be one. Value.
Is there any other
There's gotta be a way to read parameters though, I'm not sure.
What did you name that?
Target, or a year, I named it yearly target by department and product line. You got yours coming along. Yeah, yours good. It does look like it. Did you do solid line for it? Oh, it is dashed. Oh, okay, but also go to the format tab, or sorry, the edit tab. Edit options. So here, in the line, click the drop down here. You can select the weighting. So I did the middle weighting. So yeah, it makes it more dashed. But I think you might have two sales averages in there. There you go. Yeah, you did. Okay. You did a bunch. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Everyone online caught up to this point? Show of thumbs.
Not at all.
Not at
Not
all.
at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah. I'm just
Okay,
worried
what
about recording because I'm just way behind. I don't want to slow down the entire class.
So we're gonna make the dashboard now, but you can get just this bar chart working if you just copy these settings that I have here. So I've got my sum of sales on color. I've filtered out my null category. I've got my sum of sales on columns, and then I've got
Your speed was
category and
very high. I
subcategory
couldn't
on
get
rows.
all that. So watch the video.
Yeah, to do the lines. Yeah, don't worry about the lines for now. Okay, I'm just gonna do the attendance really quick because I always forget.
It was when I unselected that parameter in the reference line. Then I could rename it.
Oh, okay. So you have to unselect the line from the graphic. Good to know. This is week 6. I forgot to do it last week. That is okay. So I know Artem was here at some point in Teams. So we've got Biode. Yes. We've got Christopher. We've got Israel. Lind. We've got Odawale.
Okay, yes, Prof. Okay, yes, Prof.
Raj and Tin. Oops. Okay, and then in person, I've got Lakshit, Nishant.
Professor, last week I was here.
I know, I forgot to do it last week completely. Nishank, what's your name?
Michelle.
Sorry?
Michelle.
Oh, Bish. There we go.
Last week I was on my own.
You were, yeah, I missed last week's completely. And then I've got, oh, this is my first name column. Do I have you in here, Aaron?
Me?
Yeah.
The first.
Oh. Yes? That's you?
Yeah.
Why is your first name and your last name is this? Oh, I wrote it like that. Yeah, I put it in manually. And then what's your first name again?
Ilker, ILKER. No.
Ilker. Perfect. Okay, I won't worry about last week. All right. Cool. Thank you. All right, so we're going to build a dashboard now. So I'm going to click, instead of new worksheet, we're now going to do new dashboard. And it's going to look a little bit different here than what we're used to. And I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the basics. So every time you do a new dashboard, you can see this is the width of what we've got working with, that we're working with, like our canvas. And similar to Power BI, we can bring over visuals and obviously make a dashboard made up of many visuals. But we're going to want to always change this size setting. Instead of desktop browser, fixed size, we're going to want to do automatic. And then it's going to scale to the entire size of our screen or whoever's screen that's using it, right? So it will resize to fit any screen it's displayed on. So that way it's responsive. So if you're on a phone or if you're on a desktop computer or TV, it's going to scale everything up instead of just be a fixed 1000 pixels width. So you're always going to want to change that. The next thing that we have that's different here is we've got all our sheets, and we can hover over them and we can see a preview of the sheets that we've built in Tableau. So there's our pie chart, there's our sales where we filtered the top 4 by color, and we can bring these over and drag and drop them onto our dashboard, right? And so if I do this, it's going to automatically take up the entire view. And then if I want to bring a second one over, all right, we can see I've got my legend over on the right, and we've got these tabs so we can like drag and drop them. If I want to bring a second one over, it's going to, give me the quadrants or the hemispheres that I can drag it into. So it's going to kind of try to guess. And so once I hover over an area, I could maybe bring in my top 10 states by quantity sold. If I wanted to change that, I could, put it down into one of these halves if I wanted to switch it. Now, this by default, when you make a dashboard, we're always going to change the view type because this is what's called tiled view. It's got this gray highlighted button down here. And tiled view, Tableau is just trying to guess how you want to display your information. And it's going to put these things in, what are they called? Containers, okay? It's going to put them in containers, and then you actually can't, you can resize it, but it's not like you can make, as you resize it, it's going to grow everything else, and we can't really put everything exactly where we want it, right? So if I wanted to bring this over somewhere and have it hovering over, I couldn't do that. So we're always going to do floating. If we do floating, then we have full control. But before we can do that, we have to remove all of the containers. So we can remove these charts from our dashboard just by clicking the X. And we want to delete the containers with them. So click the X, and we can still see if I hover over here, I think, do I have any containers? I don't think I do. So I think I'm good now. No containers. I'm going to go to, now you might have it by default, but if you don't, we're going to go dashboard, show title. Okay. And if you don't do show title, you can bring in a text box from the bottom left, but you won't have the same properties as a title when you're doing some of the editing. And again, look at this. When I hover my mouse, we can see these containers. So here, this entire container is filling my view. I have to go remove container. And then I've got another one here that I want to get rid of. So what I can do is on my title, I go to floating. Right, so now my title, I can actually specify the width that I want for it. I can move it around anywhere, but look, we still have a container. So you can just hover your mouse around, more options, remove container, until you hover your mouse and you've got no containers and we just have this title that we're working with. So you go dashboard, show title, just make sure this is checked off. Oh, show dashboard title, perfect. That's a great little, yeah, so you can also just check this button. There it is. And I've got to remove some containers again. So we go floating on our dashboard title. And then remove container. Remove container. Remove container. There we go. Oh my goodness. There we go. It is ridiculous, okay? And then we go floating. So now we're in floating view, and I've got no more stupid containers that I have to deal with. And we can move our title. We're going to do something like this. Just stretch it all the way across. And then we're going to bring over, and this is what's really nice about the floating view. We're going to bring over this chart that we just made, sales by department. So if I hover it and I drop, look, it goes right where my mouse is. And there's no messing around. I can drag it out exactly the size I want it to be. And I can go up to the bottom of my dashboard title, stretch it all the way to the left. Stretch it all the way to the right. And even this, so here's this little legend, okay? It's not floating in some sidebar. If yours is floating in some sidebar, you just have to click the little drop-down arrow and click floating. So now it's floating, and you could put it over here, drop it over here. I think it's pretty, this chart's pretty intuitive, that we can see that the colors change as they get higher. So I don't think we need this, right? We're thinking about user-centered design. Are they really going to look at this and say, oh, orange is at least 73,000? No, they're just going to be able to visually see that difference. They're going to be able to see that blue is up around 1 to 2 million. So we can just remove that from our dashboard. Okay. Also, this sales, we don't need, oops, we don't actually need the title. So if we wanted to edit that so it just shows the number here, what you can do is you can click this little go to sheet button.
Or you can just right click.
Can you right click on this?
I just did, no, a little bit.
You right click here?
Yeah, and
yeah, but then that gets rid of the values as well for me. I want to just get rid of the title. So if we go to sheet and where it says sales here, we should be able to get rid of the title.
there's a small icon on the right of sales, just beside it.
Yeah, and just
Perfect.
perfect. So we probably could have done that on our dashboard as well. Yeah, and hide the title. Nope. Oh, that's showing this title. I don't want. That's fine. No, we want to get rid of the axis title. Where is it?
Have you just remove it like edit access and then just
Yeah, you should be able to just. Yeah, I thought there was a way. Yeah, I thought there was an easier way where you could just. Yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. I thought there was an easier way to do it. But there we go. So we've gotten rid of the word sales, so we're saving a little bit of room there.
So
Perfect.
You want to remove the title of that thing, like sales per department.
No. I want to keep that. I just wanted to get rid of the axis on the X where it said sales there. And also we could probably get rid of category because this is pretty intuitive to the user. I mean, we can keep it, I guess, for now, but.
We can do that.
Yeah, that just right click on the category and there's
Edit access, in edit access, if you remove the title cells, then you can do that.
hide fields label.
Yeah, okay. So it does let you do it on the y-axis, apparently. So there you go. It's like it's looking a little bit cleaner now. Okay, and then I also want. What do we want? We want this one. So I'm going to click and drag, bring my sum of sales by day. And again, the below target, met target, we don't need that little legend, so we can get rid of that. We can probably shrink this down, doesn't need to take up the entire view. But we can make these line up here. Now, is there, I didn't look for this before, so if you can find it, let me know, a little snap to grid where we can line these up. Maybe in the layout tab. Do you see that?
I see show grid. It's in the dashboard. Show grid. On top. On top. For the file data worksheet dashboard.
Oh, here?
Yeah. Show grid.
Okay.
This.
But is there actually a snap grid options, grid size? No. Alignment left. I think there is a way to align these where they would snap, but we don't have to worry about it right now. You can just get them lined up to the best of your ability. All right, and line up the right-hand side. So we're shrinking that down. And same thing here. I know that this is sales, so I can just take out the sales axis. So it just shows the values because it says sum of sales by day. So we know that that's the sales. Order date, we'll touch on that later. The next chart we want to bring in would be our little pie chart up here. So we could bring that up. And we can line it. There we go. Sum of sales by ship mode. And then we can bring our word cloud because this is kind of visually interesting as well. And there's our top 5 states right there. Okay, and this we can see it's actually not really fitting. So we can change this from standard to entire view. And if we check our dashboard again, did that update? Maybe fit width or fit height. Just play around with it so that it fits on our dashboard there. It does by entire view. You just have to update the I think you just have to drag it so that it updates and then it fits. Oh. Does yours fit nicely, or are some of them cut off? You did entire view?
Yeah.
Mine's getting cut off a little bit here, but okay. I'm going to get rid of, so ship mode here. This little legend. I can see that it says first class, second class, etc. So I don't need that legend. And same here, sales 12.64 million. I don't need that legend, so we can remove that dashboard as well. Okay, so we've got this one as well. This is for our word cloud. We don't need that either. Sum of sales by day, top 5 states by sum of sales by ship mode, and sales by department and product line. Okay. Now we can give our dashboard a title here. So if we double click, or there should be this little gray arrow, and we can edit title. We can also format the title. And so we can add some shading. And when you format the title like this, this is where if you do the show title option, you actually get this dashboard title. You can get these settings, so you can give shading to the background of our entire dashboard. So it's like a light gray so that the visuals pop. And then we can also shade our dashboard title so it pops off like this stark white as well. All right. And then we can change the font a bit. We can make it a little bit larger. Oh, those are the dashboard titles, sorry. the dashboard title here, we can change the font of. Make it bold. We can give it a border. And maybe the worksheet titles I'll make a 13 or something, 14. There you go. I'll bring this up a bit so it matches. Perfect. Okay, and then we just need to give it a title. So right now it says sheet name. We can just say this is a sales summary. Sales summary by year. And this could be for our executive panel. So we could go something like this. You can center it. Okay, apply. There we go. Executive sales summary by year. Entire view. I'm not sure why my top 5 states by sum of sales are getting cut off like that. It's a bit strange. See if I can fix that in a sec. Oh, really? Yeah, that's weird. Height works? Top 5 states. Fit height.
I think you should insert it again.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. It's still doing.
Have you changed to tab?
Oh, there we go. I have it on fit height, I think, right now, which is why I can move this. But it seems to be kind of working there. I'll delete it one more time and change it to entire view. There. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it over. There we go. That's better. Yeah, so just deleting that and bringing that back over kind of fixed it. My New York.
Yeah, like New York is still hiding. So.
Yeah, it wasn't getting cut off when I had it like this, but it's strange. Okay. All right, and then what else did I want to do? Format title, worksheet titles, shading. I could go white for my shading or none. Keep them like that. Okay. And then I want to get rid of this. Okay, we're almost done our dashboard. You'll notice my title says Executive Sales Summary by Year, but I've got no way, here I'm filtering this by 2014, but I've got no way to actually filter my entire report by year. So we've got to do that. So we're going to come back to this chart. We're going to go to the sheet. And right now we've got a filter on the year. Okay, but we can actually create, how do we do it? A parameter. And we can say year. a list. We can add the values from, I think, what is it, 2010 to 2014? What do we have? 2011 to 2014. That's yours, yeah. I think mine's different. So year, I'm gonna do a date. Display format, we're just gonna show it as the year. So let's see, custom. Okay. Range, and then we'll go minimum 20. Oh, sheesh, it wants way back. $2010, I think, was the first one. In display format, I did custom year, like that. And let's see if this works. Should be able to put it in drop down. No. Oops. Okay, let me just see.
We're trying to create a kind of slicer.
Yeah.
Have to do it in the sheet.
But I do it through adding a parameter, no? So I think this is right. 2014, 2010 to 2014. Yeah, so I added it to the sheet there. And did that work for you when you added the slicer? No. Let me just undo this and see. What setting is? Okay, let me just do this. Date field to the filter shelf. Okay. Okay, so what we've got, 1, 2, 3. So we can select from list. There we go. So we don't actually need the parameter, sorry. We can just go in our filter options and then hit select from list. And then on the right-hand side, the user can select from this list of values. And then I think what we should be able to do now is, so you just, we can actually just delete this parameter. Sorry, I was going on a totally wrong path. I was confusing you guys. So in our filters, instead of, so we do edit filter, and instead of just selecting one, we under select from list, we do 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and it will automatically add, well, it did when I just had it there. It'll automatically add show filter there. And then we should be able to change this to a drop down. Mine was just there as a select filter from list. You just right click it. Clear filter, add to context, apply to worksheets. How did I do it? So here we can change it to a drop down single value. And now we go like this. And now you can select 1 year at a time. But I need to make sure that that null isn't part of the list. So custom value lists. And then we can go 2011, 2012, 2013. So that we avoid that null. Or what you can do is select from list and then hit exclude from this one. No? Let's just do our custom list. That seems easier. So 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014, or whatever years you have. And then you can change it to a single value drop down or a slider, whatever you want, right there. Now I don't know why. It shouldn't be showing the null values as an option. But
There's an option called don't show null
only relevant values?
values. Under customer.
Oh, I see. So we can turn off the show all, but then how did you get rid of the null? I guess you can just you guys don't have nulls in your data set.
So this is what you want. So if I got like this, then
Yeah. But you guys don't have nulls in your data set?
yeah.
Yeah. So I might have to come back on that. That's because I thought in our filter.
Remove the null from data source.
Yeah.
Starting, but then it's back.
Right. Okay, well, we'll just ignore that for now. And then in our dashboard, what we want to do is I'm actually going to just remove this entire thing from our dashboard and re-add it. And it should come with that slicer. And then what we can do, we'll get rid of that little color thing. We can take this year of order date. We'll change that title. But we're going to put it in the title here because this is executive sales summary by year, right? And then now when we select the year from here, notice it's only changing that chart. So we need to apply it so that it's going to edit every single chart on this page. So we can click the little drop down, apply to worksheets, and then we can do selected worksheets, and we can do select all on this dashboard. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that again. We've got our slicer up here. We're putting it in the title to show that it's going to affect the entire dashboard. In the little gray drop-down arrow, we're going to apply this to worksheets and then selected worksheets. Under selected worksheets, we can click select all on dashboard or whichever dashboards you want it to select. So select all on dashboard, click OK, and now look, as I do 2014, 2013, these all change. right? Now we'd have to change some of our target values because this 1.3 million doesn't make sense anymore. It should be more like 300,000. So we can come to this sheet. We can edit our parameter. And we can change it to something like 300,000. And now it rescales, right? And if we do 2013, it rescales. And we can change this again so that it's maybe not 30,000. I mean, maybe it's fine because it's still showing sales by day. Now, like Power BI, if we want the functionality for when we click one of these ship modes, okay, when I click it, notice none of the other charts change. Or when I click furniture, none of the other charts change. If you want to use one of your charts as a filter to filter the other charts, you just have to click this Use as Filter button on the specific worksheet. So if I use this as a filter and I have that turned on, now watch. I click Office Supplies. When I am clicking, I actually hit Use as Filter on my pie chart. So as I click through my pie chart and I do standard class, it's filtering the rest of these. So my 5 states are changing, my daily sales are changing, my product line's changing, because I'm using it as a filter. And if I wanted to use this as a filter, I could turn it on and I could click Office Supplies. And now see, obviously my Office Supplies are turned on. You can click multiple filters at a time. So I can have first class shipping and furniture, right? Or I can click off of furniture and off of first class, and then I can just filter by furniture. And I can see what the ship modes were like for just technology sales. I can even click specifically copiers, and I can filter the sales by day for copiers, right? Or just by art. And it's going to filter all of these charts by that, right? And if I want to use this, this might not be a good idea, but if I wanted to use my daily sales by my sum of sales by day as a filter, I could, and I could click a specific day, and it's going to just show the categories. Obviously, this is scaled way up because my target value is too high. So you might have to make that a dynamic value. But we could just select the day that we want to filter on. I'm going to turn that off. You could also use your top 5 states by sum of sales, the word cloud as a filter. So we could filter by New York only or by New South Wales. But this tooltip is pretty huge as well, so it might not be a good idea to use it as a filter either, right? And just like that, I mean, we can preview this. We've got a pretty nice dashboard. You could add things like shadows and add some more formatting and colors to make it, just as cleaned up looking as Power BI. But it's pretty easy to make a dashboard in Tableau once you've created the worksheets. You just bring them in as pieces and plug them in as part of the whole. And for your projects, for your assignment, when you're making a dashboard in Tableau for the fitness tracker that we're starting, so that's basically assignment 3. You're going to be making that in Tableau now. Don't go crazy by trying to have like 27 KPIs. You can just keep it simple and clean and show the data in a meaningful way to the user, right? By segregating things by color and target value and size and having filter options available. And you can show a lot of data without having to have like 30 visuals, right? So don't go crazy with showing so many visuals. Just have 6 really well designed or just fewer really well designed, higher quality visuals rather than like a bunch of just basic visuals, but there's like 30 of them, right? So I think that's all the time.
Also do something like in Power BI, there's a thing called mobile layout.
Mobile layout for the phone?
Yeah.
Something
like that, in which we can go vertical layout.
I don't know if I can preview it that way. Let's see. Sheet. Dashboard. Oh, so then there you go. Tablet, device layout, phone. It's grayed out. Yeah, I'm not sure if we could do. Oh, now mine's not even showing. You have to have the dashboard selected, I think. Dashboard, no. Now mine's not even showing. Add phone layouts to new dashboards. I have that selected here. So if we made a new dashboard, maybe that's why it's grayed out, and now I could add it as a phone layout. So if you have your dashboard selected, and then we turn this off. Oh, mine is, I don't know why mine's grayed out now. Oh, here, size desktop. So you can see here, default desktop tablet phone, device preview. So we can preview it as a desktop, we can preview it as a tablet, or we can preview it as a phone. There we go. And then can we actually do presentation mode as a phone? Yes, we can. So you could edit it to, we could edit it to also look good on a phone if we wanted to, and we can move this filter up there. Yeah, that's great. Awesome. So that's just up in this little setting. And we're going to do, for sizing, remember we want to do fit all. I can delete that layout if I wanted to. I want to get back to the entire view. Automatic, there we go. Yeah, so you can add them, add your phone layout, and then we can edit our phone layout here. And this is going to kind of show what's in the fold of the phone. And then if you want to edit, do you want to turn on the auto-generated, do you want to turn off the auto-generated layout and create a custom one? You can click yes, and now we can specifically modify how it looks and the order and such. Now, is it by default? It is floating, which is nice. But yeah, some of these look really squished, so it would take a little bit to edit that. I'm just gonna, oh, we can optimize layout, but that doesn't do much. We'll delete that. There we go. I think that's everything I've got for today. You can view the instructions for assignment 3 online. I've opened it now. The due date is July 8th, so I'll also talk about it next week. We still have 4 weeks to do it, but if you want to get a head start, you can see the instructions there. It's individual as well, and you're going to basically be making a dashboard, a Tableau workbook dashboard based off of the drawings you made for the fitness layout.
And the data?
You're going to create a mock data set.
Okay. So if we made a wireframe and now we want to change it, we can, right?
Yeah, you can, but like don't go completely off. Like try to follow your wireframe because it's part of the whole planning thing you plan for your user. But if you are changing things, make sure you have good reasons to. If I want to say like, hey, why does this look completely different than the original plan? Make sure you have a good reason to be like, yeah, well, you know, now because of this and that. So you're gonna have about 200 rows of daily data that we're gonna be able to hopefully visualize. Okay.
And we're gonna make our own dummy data, right? We are not gonna take it from partner.
Yeah, so you're gonna just create the mock data set that would represent those fields. Load your mock data set into Tableau. Design a dashboard that presents those elements. You can read through this, but I'll go through it in more detail next week, just because we're. Oh, no. I thought you were saying like from your Fitbit. If it's from like your Fitbit. No, you're gonna just go through and make your own.
Insert manually 200 rows in Excel table or what?
Yeah, it'll only take you a couple minutes, because you made the fields that you're gonna track, right? You sat down with your partner, interviewed them, so it's gonna be customized for that specifically.
What I mean is that for the 200 rows, you have to insert each and everything by manually.
Yeah, you can just make it up. Yeah, it'll take like 10 minutes. You can just literally, you can just drag the thing and auto extend everything, right? And you can use the random function or whatever, like just equals rand. Yeah. It would be very, yeah. Yep. Yep. There's smarter ways to go around it. You guys are programmers in big data. You don't need to use a pre-generated set. You guys know how to do this stuff. Yeah, you can. Awesome. I don't think there's another class in here after, but that's all I've got for you guys this week. Everyone on Teams, any questions from you guys about the dashboard, what we covered? I'll go over the assignment next week, so I don't want to get into it too deep this week. What?
I was gonna ask if it's a group thing or not.
No, it's individual. Yeah, individual. Again, you can watch the recordings. I'll post them on YouTube today. Yeah, you can go through those exercises in Tableau. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen anymore. If you do want to get more practice, I'll share my screen just for a second here before we end. So coming back to weekly learning, module 2, weeks 5 to 7, week 6. There's a bunch of links in this folder and in this folder with videos and Tableau files, okay, that you can use and look at for references. There's also this TWBX file that you can look at some of the possibilities of what Tableau has to offer, okay? So there's a lot of resources that you can do asynchronously still to practice your Tableau skills before next week as well. And then it's reading week after that. So
when can this recording be available?
Yeah, Christopher.
So we can meet up with.
Say that again.
When will the class recording be available?
When will the recording be available? Oh, in Teams, it'll be available probably 15 minutes right after I end the recording.
Okay.
But on YouTube, it takes a little bit longer.
All right. Thank you.
Hopefully by the end of the day, but yeah. Awesome. Okay. Great. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to close the Teams meet and end the recording there.